All right, so let's begin the lightning round with a playback of this campaign ad. Was it Monday that we were talking about it, or was it Friday? Okay, Friday it came out. It was pictures of Ground Zero and the voice of Robin Carnahan.
Look, I'm not going to try to tell folks in New York what to do, and I don't want them trying to tell us in Missouri what to do. So in the end, it's going to have to be their decision. But, you know, I think this is a time where we ought to be trying to get people of all faiths to come together, not divide them.
Well, and we thought, well, that's fantastic. And then suddenly it was met with criticism about the use of the images of Ground Zero. And a lot of us were like, well, okay, we need to see more images of Ground Zero, not fewer images of Ground Zero. And then suddenly we learned that the Blunt campaign pulled the ad. Why'd you guys do that?
Well, I think, first of all, it was never an ad. It was on the website, and it was on the website overnight. It was off and on before I knew anything about it.
Oh, is that right?
It was off and on. It was on overnight. The point is, I think our team made the right decision, which is anything that distracts from just the fact that we have huge differences on these issues, including that one, is a needless distraction. The issues are big enough. She apparently doesn't care what happens in New York. I called Mayor Bloomberg's office well over a month ago and said, you guys are on the wrong side of this. This is a place that has a special place in the history of the country and the struggle we're in. And this mosque does not need to be built near there.
And the fact is, you wouldn't be talking about this if it weren't initially brought up by the President of the United States, because I know you've been talking more about the economy, more about cap and trade. And even though this issue is a hot one, this is not your sole focus. But at the same time, this is a big deal there. And a lot of it has to do with, it's not a matter of a constitutional right to exercise your religion. This is about zoning. This is about whether the city of New York and the people of New York really actually want this there. This guy worked for President Bush, works for President Obama, is a taxpayer-funded speech giver over in the Middle East, and this guy got easy skating in the zoning process over there, much better than the Greek Orthodox Church did, and we feel like this thing has been completely out of our hands. It's another example of accommodation at the expense of what actually is the right thing to do, which would be not to build the mosque at Ground Zero.
Well, that's very well put, Jamie. And I will say, even though this wasn't a big issue here, as I said earlier, I was calling Mayor Bloomberg's office a month ago when it wasn't an issue anywhere else and saying, look, I think you guys are on the wrong side of this. This does not need to happen. At the time, I didn't even know that this church had been trying to get a building permit since the actual church was destroyed on 9/11 and hasn't been able to get one, which makes the idea that you'd put another religious center close to Ground Zero even more offensive to me, and I think offensive to Americans. And it's just another issue where Robin Carnahan and I don't agree on anything as far as I know, and now the mosque is in that column of things we don't agree on.
All you have to do is look at the people who are supporting it. We